about the physical side. Please, Rahubat, mute your phone. Everybody, when they say the physical side of ether, I want you to imagine going back to school, and the teacher was on the blackboard, and she showed you the 99 elements in creation at that time. And she had, 99 squares on the left side of the chalkboard. And in there, she started off on the bottom right-hand corner with hydrogen, 1, which was an incomplete atom because there was only 1 electron in the first K shell. Research this. Then the second element was hydrogen, which was a full atom because it had 2 electrons in the first K shell. And it went on to 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And when you got to number 26, that was the element you call iron. It was a much denser particle, and it was a lot more solid and heavy because it was 26 electrons in the first K shell. Well, there are elements even higher than that to go up to 100, 114, like omicron and things like that. So the thing is, and on that side of the chart, we call that the sum of things, SUM-THING, or the sum of things. Now, what you call nothing in this physical plane was on the other side of the chalkboard, the right-hand side, where there were 99 squares, and it had ether 1 and the bottom left-hand corner, ether 2, ether 3, ether 4, and it went on up to, and in other words, nothing is really something without its atomic number, because since hydrogen 1 was the first number on the left-hand side of the chart, on the other side of the board, what would be the next element? Because what would be the number under 1? What number exists under 1? Somebody tell me. 0, right? That's why you call it nothing, which is actually something without its atomic number. So it's not, no thing is the word that really is no dash thing. And on the left-hand side of the chart, you had the sum of things, SUM-THING, or the sum of things, right? So ether 1, ether 2, ether 3, that was made up of subatomic particles like quarks, zeolites, charm, those type of subatomic particles that exist but can't be verified to exist because they're invisible. You can't weigh them, and you can't see them or touch them, right? They exist. They do exist, but they don't exist to you, just like the spiritual realm. That's what the right-hand side of the chart is. So anything that has hydrogen in it, like a balloon, hydrogen is so light, if you put it in a balloon and put it on a scale, what does it weigh? Somebody tell me. Nothing. And if you let the balloon go, what does it do? The hydrogen-filled balloon. It rises up like in the circus, right? That's right. So in other words, you can't see hydrogen, you can't smell it, and you can't weigh it. So that's the first. You can barely call that something, can you? The only way you know it exists is because it has volume. The only way you know it exists is because it has volume. You can blow it up. You can put it in a balloon, and the balloon will get bigger and bigger. So you know there's something in there, but you can't see it if you release it out the balloon. You can't waste it. It don't have no color.
That's right.
So what I'm saying, there's no such thing as nothing. All nothing is, again, is something without its atomic number. Now, what number did we leave off on? What was the last verse we were on, family?
91.
Huh?
91.
Okay, 91. Thank
91.
You. Thank you. This time exists as unified field of particles on the physical side of hydrogen and antiparticles on the spiritual side of ether. Both pulsate at various rhythms and spin at various speeds of rotation. Clockwise is future, listen to me good, and counterclockwise is past. So when I was taken up 326.13, I was taken up through a vortex into a sham. And when I arrived there, I felt like I was stuck in a seat, like. It wasn't really a seat, but Malachi described it, because he was taken up the same time as me, as mystery foam in the back of it, right, that rose up and to create the illusion of the back of the seat. But when I was sitting still, I looked, there was like a fan-type object in front of me that was rotating clockwise, right? And then there was a fan over my head rotating counterclockwise. So whichever one they kick in the highest, if they kick in the one going clockwise, that takes you into the future. Are you following me? And if they do clockwise, that takes you into the past. That's why it's important when you all ask me to move stars at night, if you want me to move them clockwise or counterclockwise. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Sure.
Yes. All right. Yes, Rahubat. Okay, 94. This is what creates the illusion of manifested space and time that exists as a substance. Space is a fabric, not a void. So what he's telling you is that space is made of something that you can't see or detect, right? It has a matrix, dark energy to dark matter. So when you shift planes, go from one plane to like the material plane, you can see and touch and smell things. When you go to the spiritual plane, you're still in a reality, but you can't see or touch or smell it or perceive it with your physical senses. You can only see these things with your mind's eye, your third eye. Like you can see things in your dreams in other cities and other realities, and some of you in other worlds or crafts, sometimes that you can see that people that use their physical eyes can't see. It's right in front of them. But if you are spiritually conscious and vibrating fast, you can see it. You can see that. Cause look at that craft right there. But they can't see it. Or they can't see the stars move because they're vibrating on such a slow vibration. Are you following me? And they think y'all crazy for seeing it. All right. This is what creates the illusion of manifested space and time that exists as substance. Space is a fabric, not a void. It has a matrix, dark energy to dark matter. In this realm, giving the appearance of individuated identity. So as one moves their consciousness, it's all about consciousness, or emotions through a segment of the unified field of particles or mental substance, that gives the illusion of space and time as we know them. Now, we had an ignorant person on the phone last time. I said it's time to go out and move stars. And because this person vibrates so slow, like a reptile, and they seldom see the stars move, they hollered, isn't that all in your mind? And I tried to tell the slow person, everything's in your mind. You follow what I'm saying? But I can't be interrupted by people like that, or people that try to give the stage or the forum to people that are even slower than that. You understand? Because they're all ignorant. All right. And they'll hold back everybody. They had the class argument and everybody going crazy, right? All right. 95. It has a matrix, dark energy to dark matter, in this realm giving appearance of individuated identity. So as one moves their consciousness or emotions through a segment of the unified field of particles or mental substance means something that's not in the physical realm, gives the illusion of space and time as you know them. So that means that everything in space and space itself and time is an illusion, right? How do we know that time is illusion? Because we say that tomorrow is Monday. But every time tomorrow comes, when you wake up, do you say, oh, good tomorrow to you? Or do you, every time you wake up tomorrow is still today, isn't it? Yes. So it's an illusion that you're moving into the future in reality, because everything exists at the same place and the same time right now. And the only time or place that you have power is in right now. So if I ask you all to move your hand up or raise your hand up yesterday, can you do it? No. If I ask you to raise your hand up physically tomorrow, can you do it right now? No. But if I ask you to raise your hand up right now, you can raise it up. You follow me? So that's not an illusion. That's the only place you have power. The fact is time, wak-wak, does not move forward as the hands of the clock. That's right. It just goes around and around, it's standing in place, just like a DVD. When you look at the clock on the wall and you think that time is moving forward from 1 hour later to 2 hours to 3 days later, what's happening is that the hand is connected to a central pin in the clock, and the hand is ticking around and around. So everything going around, just like the planet goes around the sun and the moon goes around the earth and your circulatory system goes around the central sun. Nothing is moving. Everything's in the same place at the same time, vibrating on different frequencies. So it creates the illusion of going forward and backwards. It's not. When you put a DVD in your DVD player and you turn a movie on, if you get to the middle of the movie and somebody that you wanted to see the whole movie comes in and they want to see the beginning of the movie, what do? You rewind the DVD. You're never going back in time. You're just rewinding the DVD and letting them move forward. And if you want to see the future, what you just fast forward. That's all. And these beings here, they have learned how to control that just as simple as you know how to control a DVD player. All right? Okay. And so I suggest that ignorant people shut up and listen and try to learn what's really going on here. Did you hear me say that I died more than once and I'm back here again? Because I said that.
That's right. Yes.
And a lot of people are living in fear of death. The white man and the niggas with him and all these devils, they live in fear of death, especially a lot of young people are easily bamboozled because they're too young to even contemplate death. But as time passes and you get older and you get in your 60s and 70s, you change and start looking at that and you'll be worried about your mortality because there'll be so many friends and relatives that have died around you, you believe this stuff is really real and it'll frighten you. But I have been sent as a spiritual guide from the Most High to teach you the truth about these things. Now know the truth, and the truth will make you free. As long as you believe there's a such thing as death, you're going to have fear. Do you understand? And I'm helping you to remove that fear right now tonight. So everybody that thinks they know and don't know, you're very wise if you just shut up and listen and have the respect of letting everybody else listen. Right? 99. Yet your consciousness does either circular direction, future or past, called then from now, all in the unified field of the time matrix. 100. And this is how extraterrestrials can move through space and time. They go back and forward. 101. Quantum physics teaches that there is no such thing as separate space and time. It's all in Pafaut, the all expanding. Your consciousness creates that illusion. So now this Taha, planet Earth, and its different living beings, physical and spiritual, are in the third dimension of the harmonic shift. All beings move higher except the physical, Kakasu, and their dead, who are trapped as specters, Tayaf, ghosts, or orbs of light, fireballs, called Koranganis is what they are, or fairies, whatever, fairy tales. The dead and the living dead, this angers them to kill others, inflict abuse, racism, hate of other races, and especially hate of the Nigar or Negroid. He has a love-hate relationship with his creators and Nigaru, the parents of Caucasoids, because a lot of people don't understand that white people came from black people. We are their parents. But geologists and scientists will tell you that every race came from out of Africa. Do you understand that? And the oldest human being evidence of is Lucy. That was a black Nigerian woman, 4.5 million years old, and an old black man named Artie. You have human footprints right alongside dinosaur footprints. So this illusory trick that they got in Christianity or Antichrist back in the old McCoys and cave days, talking about us a white God that they drew with a pencil, and Jesus on the Sistine Chapel was artist work done by Michelangelo, which is the angel Michael in reverse. Are they playing games with you? Now, if you had a white God, and God is omnipresent, and he's everywhere at the same time, all existence would be white, but all existence is black. That's the face of God. So Adam and Eve had to be black as well because they're in his image and likeness. And the thing is that if we had only one being, because Adam was by himself, then Eve was created, then we would have only one blood type, but you got many blood types, right? And if everybody was white and Adam and Eve was white, where did you black people come from? Because scientifically, white people cannot make black people. But black people can make white people, and albinism is proof of that, right? So don't hate me, hate the truth, right? Your consciousness creates that illusion. So now this Taha, planet Earth, and its different living beings, physical and spiritual, are in the third dimension of the harmonic shift. All beings move higher except the physical beings, the Caucasus, and their dead who are trapped as specters, ghosts, or orbs of light, fire, balls called Korangani, right? The dead and the living dead, this angers them. Now that means that most of the people in this world are walking around in a physical body, but they are dead. They're the living dead. They're dead to the truth, dead to the world, and dead to reality, and they're godless people. Are you following me? So what they do in their fear and anger of being lost and without guidance from God, like birds find south without a map, is they go out and create mythological, fictitious, imaginary gods. They have witches and pictures of Merlin and all kind of things like on TV and Superman and all these. They create these superheroes and all this fake stuff. You understand what I mean? So that they have something to worship. Are you following me? And something they can ask for guidance. They hire presidents like Donald Trump. He's an ape and an animal, and he's a demon, and he's ignorant. But they go to him for guidance, and he messes up the whole world. Do you understand? Because they don't want to accept guidance from the real creator. Even the bird brain knows that the only one that knows creation is the creator of it. All beings move higher except the physical Caucasus, and they're dead. Okay, 105, the dead and the living dead. This angers them to kill others, inflict abuse, racism, hate of other races, and express it in the Negroid. He has a love-hate relationship with his creators, the Negaru, and parents of Caucasus, or Caucasoid. Now that means they love you for who you are. They see you, but they hate you for what they're not, right? They can't move any future, so they're trapped here in a shift and will fade out of existence to a spirit state. You will not be able to reach those who moved up from, right? So I told you all I was